Narcissists groom you to accept abuse. Hi, I'm Nanette. Welcome back to Narcissism Exposed. Now, I'm going to guess that many of you are going to be saying, you know what, but Nanette, I didn't sign up for that. I didn't volunteer to be abused. I never agreed to any of those terms. But what you must understand is that the grooming happened behind the scenes, subtly, over time. And that is what the narcissist does. And I'm going to go through step by step on how the narcissist grooms his or her victim. Now, the word grooming started out as a positive term, where you groomed someone for a position of authority or responsibility. But these narcissists and other toxic, evil people have turned it into a detestable term of grooming somebody with manipulation and deceit. And as you know, I like looking up the definition of words, so here's the definition of the word grooming. The practice of preparing or training someone for a particular purpose or activity as in a position of authority or responsibility. Now, as I said, that was the original definition of grooming. The current definition, as I looked it up, is this. Grooming is a form of abuse that involves manipulating someone until they're isolated, dependent, and more vulnerable to exploitation. That's right. So that's the narcissist's goal, is to, number one, steal, kill, and destroy you by way of grooming you, where you're not even cognizant. You're not aware that this is going on, but it's happening in the back end, behind the scenes. So how does the narcissist start out doing this? Well, number one, he or she looks for somebody with high levels of empathy. That's right. And they will test the waters and see which one is suitable, which person is suitable to become their next victim. Then the next thing the narcissist does is what's called data mining. So they're gathering data about you. They're looking for your sensitivities, for your weakness, for your vulnerabilities, and they're also looking to see, like, let's say if you're looking for a relationship and if you're thirsty, if you're really, wanting a relationship so bad, and they're looking at all these different clues about you. The third thing the narcissist does after much observation and questioning of you, they will mirror you as if to make you feel like, wow, you found your soulmate, your perfect person to either be a friend with or to date or to even partner in a business. The fourth thing the narcissist does is pretend to be your rescuer. So all of a sudden, he or she is the perfect person to rescue you from either your loneliness or the need to find somebody to partner with, or whatever the case. They're coming in like a knight in shining armor and sweeping you off your feet and making you feel like, wow, I now have that special person that I've been looking for. And the narcissist will say things like, I will support you. And if no one else does, I'm supporting you. I believe in you, and I'll always be there for you. So basically, the narcissist, he or she, is using words that will tingle your ears and make you feel special and beloved. But they're just using those words to beguile you. The fifth strategy the narcissist will use to groom you is to future fake you. Like, hey, you know what? You and I are going to have the best life possible. We're going to buy a new home. We're going to have all the things that money can buy. We'll be so very happy. Anything you want, my dear. And we'll move to another state and start fresh. Which leads to the next strategy, which is to isolate you. Anytime a narcissist convinces you to move away from your family, your friends, your work that you've been at for 10, 20 years, and to move someplace completely new and fresh, it is to isolate you, and it's a strategy. So as I said, that leads to number 6 strategy, which is to isolate you. And in that stage of isolation, the narcissist can now freely start to belittle you, degrade you, do a whole lot of blame shifting, a whole lot of gaslighting, basically causing so much confusion and chaos and conflict in your life that your head is spinning and you don't know which way is up. And of course, let's not forget sprinkling a little love bombing here and there to keep you hooked to them. And you know, most people have never experienced this type of person before, this type of evil, toxic person. And so you actually believe the love bombing, and you start to begin to, after the belittling starts, you start to doubt yourself, to lose self-esteem, lose what is your purpose in life, and you start to become so confused and disoriented that you actually begin to rely on the narcissist for any type of validation or direction in your life. And that is exactly the purpose why the narcissists do all of these steps, is so that they can keep you hostage inside the hamster wheel of manipulation and deceit and extraction. Extracting what? Extracting your peace, your happiness, your confidence, your money, your cars, your house, anything and everything. So how did you even fall prey to this whole fiasco anyway? Well, the first reason is you're an empath. So the narcissist told you a sob story, you fell for the sob story, you felt their pain. The second reason you may have fallen prey to the narcissist strategy is because you believe basically everybody is good. You believe that deep down everybody has good in them. Well, the reality, according to God's word, is that God gave each one of us freedom of will to make a decision to do good or bad, right or wrong, and to choose what is godly or what is evil. So you must understand that people make choices, even little children. God's word says even children are known by their actions. So everyone makes a choice. So to believe that, yes, potentially there could be good in everyone, but they have to choose to do so. So that's a reality we must remember. The third possible reasons why you fell for that strategy is because basically you saw red flags and you're like, wow, what do I do with this? You don't even know what to do with it. So you may have just like tossed the red flags out, or, you know, put them under the carpet, or cover over them and say, oh, well, you know, maybe they had a bad upbringing, or, oh, maybe it was just a bad day, or maybe I said something wrong. You see where I'm going with this. Instead of actually addressing that, this person is exhibiting red flags that you need to pay attention to. And the fourth possible reason is that maybe you were just too thirsty for that friend, too thirsty for that boyfriend or girlfriend, too thirsty for a relationship. You know, a big deal is learning how to be alone with yourself and enjoying your own company. So what can you do moving forward to help prevent you from ever falling prey again to the narcissist? So the first thing you can do is take it slow. If you find that something is moving way too fast, like the narcissist loves to go hyperspeed into a fake relationship, slow it down. Recognize that that's not healthy to move zoom, super fast into a relationship. Slow it down at a comfortable pace. The second thing is don't divulge personal stuff about yourself to a stranger. I don't care how friendly that narcissist seemed at the beginning, you know, big smiles and even a hug. Wow, I even got a hug. No, that personal information, that's yours. That's for close friends, family, people who have earned the right to be your friend and to be in a relationship with you. You hold back, and I don't care if the narcissist asks you. You say, well, I'm sorry, but that's too personal. You don't need to know. You're on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Be bold and claim your rights. Don't relinquish something just because somebody asks you for it. And protect yourself. That is a big deal. And we talked about these red flags. Don't ignore red flags. Red flags are there for you to observe, and to investigate and to explore. And don't collect a dozen red flags. Let's say, just because somebody had a bad day, we don't go, oh, that's a red flag, they must be a narc. We're collecting a few red flags here and there. But we don't need a dozen, 2 dozen red flags, right, to know that somebody is toxic. A couple here and there, we go, you know what? I'm putting together the big picture. I'm putting together the pieces of the puzzle, and then you make your assessment based on what you've observed, not the words you heard, because anybody can give you flowery words, but you watch their actions and you take notes about it. The 4th thing you can do is set strong boundaries. Recognize what your boundaries are and be cognizant of them as you're dealing with people, because with a narcissist, it's super subtle how they chisel away at your boundaries little by little, where you're not really recognizing. You're thinking, oh, well, it's okay if I just do this, or it's okay if they just did that. You must be very aware of your boundaries and protect them like your life depended on it, because your life does depend on it. Your peace depends on it. Your sound mind depends on it. Your moving forward on your path of truth and destiny depends on it. So please keep that very, very paramount in your mind, protecting your boundaries. The 5th thing you can do is be okay with being alone. Learn to enjoy your own company. And learn to be okay if you're not around somebody else constantly or other people. And that way you can develop your character, get to know yourself better, and you can have great conversations with yourself. Lots of positive self-talk, self-affirmation, and a lot of self-awareness and understanding what your true needs are, areas you want to grow in, places you want to correct in your life. This is important to do that, and that helps you to understand and know what your worth is, so that when you do get around these toxic, evil people, you go, no. You know what? I'm not tolerating any of that bad behavior. And the 6th thing, and this in my book is the biggest one, is read God's Word. Read the Bible, because God's Word is the only thing that's truly going to enlighten you about the spiritual warfare that we are in with these narcissists who are demonically driven, who are listening to that little voice in their ear. I remember my ex-narc years ago used to say things like, I hear the voices. I hear the voices. Believe me, they are listening to voices, and they're demonic. And in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So it is knowing more and more of God's holy word that you will be able to walk in your power of discernment and walk in wisdom and in truth. So I hope you found this helpful. And if you did, do hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, do hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified the next time I put out a video. And until next time, walk in peace and be blessed in your hearts.